Yo, what is up, fight fans? Glove Talk, episode 10 here. My boy Jose
Yo,
bring,
yo, what's up?
bringing it after the Max Holloway fight night card.
hmm
We're going to talk about the fight night card, and we're also going to talk about the upcoming Curtis Blaydes versus Spivac fight, which means a lot for heavyweight. I honestly think, in my opinion, that fight means more for the future of the UFC than the fight we just saw with Arnold Allen and Max Holloway. So we're going to get into that. So, um, first fight, we're going to bring up Jocelyn Edwards versus Lucy Pudilova. Um,
Robbery,
yeah,
drug
definitely
test
robbery.
judges,
That's
horrible.
probably one of the worst robberies I've seen.
That's terrible. It was horrible. I did, bro. Drug test. I got no words. Jocelyn Edwards had a couple moments with leg kicks. I get that, but Pudilova dominated her on the ground. Yes, Pudilova probably could have had a little bit more offense on the ground, like hitting her. But come on, man. Come on, man. There's no way you give two rounds. I barely gave one round to Jocelyn Edwards. If I'm being honest with you.
Yeah, and if you look in the if you look at a picture of Jocelyn Edwards on the internet, her hair is not going to be that color. So yeah, so this fight she had red in the UFC bio. They have her with blue hair. In this fight, she had red hair, red shorts, and she just seemed like she wanted to make it a kickboxing fight. She was throwing a lot of weak, like not like just tapping calf kicks,
Mm.
tapping kicks, tapping punches. She didn't seem like she was trying to go for a finish. She seemed like she was just trying to win a point striking match against Pudilova. So. But she ended up getting the judges' win, which we both think probably should have went the other way. But that's what happens when you don't go for finishes in a point fight. So it's also a learning lesson she could take.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, honestly, I think you could say Jocelyn Edwards landed more damage, but Jocelyn Edwards also the one at the end of the fight that had her hands on the cage like this, completely gassed. So I think that tells you something of who actually like won the eye test of the fight or whatever. It is what it is. I think Pudilova. I think the UFC doesn't, punish her for that either. It's not her fault. She fought. She did what she had to do. It just bad judging. There's a lot of shady reffing and judging going on in this card. Both.
Every time I seen a freaking ref, I was like, "Who is this guy?"
Shout out Kansas City, man.
I don't even think they had any of our guys besides they had
Herzog and Peterson.
Herzog and Peterson. Yeah,
That's
so
it.
I don't know, kind of bad ref card, bad judge card. To the point where even Dana's talking about it now. So that's how you know it's getting serious. So I got a question on your opinion. I've seen a lot of people talking about how fights should be scored and how if you look at the Volkanovski versus Islam fight, how had him on the ground and he was beating his ass at the end. People think that like certain rounds should be weighed more. Like it should be looked at as if this was a real fight, who was winning at the end. And some people think that fights should be scored more towards that. And I'm curious what you thought about that.
I think
Agree with that. I think the scoring is fine. I just think they need more judges. They need like 10 judges.
I think the scoring is fine. It just needs to be open scoring. Like it needs to be where where the judges don't score it at the end of the fight, they score it at the end of the round. But which they already do, but what I mean by that is like the fighters can see that. Okay, yeah. I'm up 2 rounds. And people say, "Oh, but some guys might coast." That's cool. The other guy's gonna fight his ass off.
I think we might get a lot more finishes, probably.
Exactly. And so what happens is with open scoring, which something that Verdict MMA, shout out Verdict MMA, great app, they've been pushing for, is that doing open scoring. I think you can't judge it like a real life fight because at the end of the day, this is like a regulated sport. It's like boxing. Boxing, you have to score round by round. At the end of the day, that's what makes the sport great and what sometimes makes the sport boring when guys do like to coast, knowing that they're up 2 rounds, stuff that, whatever. But it's also what makes fights great. When you get to the end of the fight and you think, like the Volk and Islam fight, I scored it 3-2 Islam. You scored it 3-2 Islam. Even though Volk beat his ass at the end of the fight, we both knew it was going to be scored for Islam at the end of the fight. But there's still that uncertainty of you don't know. You don't know what's going to happen. It just adds an extra excitement to the fight. They just need to be better about the open scoring, need to be better judges, better criteria as well for judging, what to look for, which they're working on from what I've heard and seen. It's just tough because that's a state athletic commission unified rule thing, not a UFC thing. So, yeah, it's tough.
And then next fight, I think it was one of the better fights on the card. I actually liked this fight a lot. We had Aaron Phillips versus Gaston Bolaños. Phillips, it was a very technical fight, and then Phillips, he's dedicated. He has some credentials in wrestling, but he seemed like he wanted to make it a standing fight. And Bolaños, he had more power in the striking exchanges. So I think that's what I scored him with the win as well. So I think he had more power with his shots. But Phillips, giving a good showing. I think both guys look good in this fight. So
Phillips had been out of the ring for 3 years now. So I think you could definitely tell there was some ring rust on Aaron Phillips, because like he looked good in moments, and then he just makes some really bad mistakes in the grappling exchanges. And every time Gaston Bolaños got on top on the ground, that fight was almost getting stopped. Like Bolaños was landing some hard shots. Bolaños looks like a very good striker, man. Very technical in his Muay Thai, very technical in his kickboxing. Good fight. I scored it for Bolaños as well. I think I want to see more of him at bantamweight, man. I think this division, they keep producing guys that look good, man. I love it. I think his leg kicks were nasty. You could tell Aaron Phillips was feeling those leg kicks as well. He was surviving the choke exchanges, just kind of fighting the hands, make sure he wasn't getting finished. Really good fight. And I think for Aaron Phillips, man, coming off 3-year layoff, I don't think it kills his stock either. I think this was a good fight for both these guys,
Then the next fight we had Bruno Brazil versus Denise Gomez. Denise Gomez kind of reminds me a little bit of Ari Ujo, whatever.
Araujo, yeah.
Araujo, but she's more aggressive though. That's like how I want Araujo to fight. Like Araujo is more technical, but Gomez comes, and I think Brazil lost her the fight, or how would you pronounce her name?
Brazil.
I think her footwork going backwards is terrible, and also she came into the fight not ready to brawl. I think she came in thinking it was going to be just like a sparring point fight, and it seemed like she wasn't ready to scrap back. Like I feel like when Gomez was walking her down, she wasn't ready. She was just trying to hit her with point shots instead of making her respect her back. So, and then her footwork backwards was just terrible. So
she had a huge advantage in reach and in height on Gomes, and just didn't take advantage of it.
Bro. Need that footwork.
Didn't take it. And Gomes, bro, shout out Gomes, man. She might be one of my new favorite women fighters, bro. She was throwing bombs. She was looking very good. She was confident in it, and I love that when people want to come out and fight aggressively, they want to go for the win. And from the moment the fight started, she was on her head, bro. Really good fight, man. And Denise Gomes is only 23 years old, so guys the limit for her.
Finished too, so that's good for her.
Yeah, the sky's the limit, man. And she's fighting someone bigger than her as well. Like that's nuts to me. That's nuts to me the way she finished that off. So yeah, no, really good fight. I enjoyed it. Bruna Brazil, man, she has a lot of potential, but it's like you said, it's a footwork backwards. She was trying to Muay Thai clinch while getting blitzed and getting pushed back. It made no sense to me. That's where you got to fight for underhooks. That's where you got to fight for body locks and not for Muay Thai clinch. Because the Muay Thai clinch when you're backwards, you can't do anything about it. You can't throw a knee. You can't throw anything. There's no space to do any of that. So
then in the next fight we had Daniel Zellhuber getting a decision versus Lando Veneta. Zellhuber putting on a great performance in my book. I want to see him fight Ignacio Bahamondes. Shout out to Ignacio Bahamondes for liking our Instagram post, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Shout out Lahala, man. What a guy.
One of my favorite fighters. So, but Zellhuber, man, looking good with the striking, man. I want to see him with another high-level guy. Lightweight, the young guys in lightweight, it's not as deep as bantamweight yet, but they're starting to be, some new waters in lightweight. So,
I want to understand this 29-27 score they gave. Like, I gave one round to Venata, which was round 2, but other than that, it's definitely 2 rounds for Zellhuber. Again, bad judging, but no, Zellhuber, man, he looked really good. One thing I want to see more out of him though is just better defense. Sometimes, like, I think he got burnt out trying to finish Venata in the first round, and so kind of gave Venata the opportunity to like attack back. And I think Zellhuber was tired, but that's one of those things where he was going for the finish. He's going to be tired, but he looked very good, man. He's long. He knows how to use his height. He's very, very good technical striker. It's just protect the
tattoos aren't corny either.
Yeah, exactly. Protect the chin, though. Protect the chin, though, man.
I hate the fighters got the corny ass tattoos, bro. Every time I see a fighter with some corny shit, I instantly don't like him, bro.
Good output, though, man. He threw 225 strikes in a 3-round fight. I'm definitely more interested to see how his grappling is. I do want to see that, but I think for now, this is a perfect fight for a contender like him. What, 23 years old? Good fight, really good fight. Kind of started setting the tone these last few fights on what the rest of the card was going to be. But yeah, no, Zell Huberman, definitely one to look out for at lightweight. I think give him one or two more fights. If he wins those, then give him a ranked fight. See what happens.
Yeah, Mexico, bringing in some more and more UFC fighters. So
Put him on the Mexico card. They need to do. They need to do that Mexico card, man. He's one of those guys.
They gotta do it, man.
Mm-hmm.
Get out. But then next we had Gillian Robertson, destroying, the aggressive Pierre Rodriguez, the Venezuelan. Known for being aggressive, throwing, finishing punches, but Gillian, is taking her to the ground and destroying her. And she tried to contest the armbar, but she saved you from a lot, probably getting more damage throughout the whole fight. So I wasn't really mad about the stoppage in that fight, but the ref does need to do a better job of being vigilant and seeing that it wasn't really a tap. Like she slapped her hand once, and then for the second one, like her body momentum made her slap again. So it wasn't really like a tap. It was just like she was fighting in the position. But I mean, she was kind of thinking about tapping. Like she tapped once. So
she would have tapped eventually, man. That armbar was locked in. It's either she taps or her arm gets broken.
Yeah, or she did more damage in the fight. Cause I didn't see the fight going any other way. Like
no, for sure. And Jillian Robertson, man, shout out to her. She's training with a Gocha in Miami now. Those guys are nasty. The way they train, man, they train like it's not sparring. It's real life when they go down there.
I think this is her weight class too. I think this is a better weight class.
Yeah. No, she went down, and now she wants to get another fight in 8 weeks. She said it takes her 8 weeks to make the weight cut. I think this might be the weight class for her, bro. If she can make the weight, she looks bigger. She knows how to use that advantage, and her grappling looked really good. Everything looked good. Everything looked really, really good. Pierre Rodriguez is someone that had all the hype in the world behind her, and she got blanked out the whole fight, man. She looked lost on the ground when she was trying to sit up.
Her coaches were telling her, "Don't sit up, don't sit up." She kept trying to sit up and flail her arms out, and then she ended up getting armbarred.
Yeah, no, and that's why what you do in those situations is you tuck your arms in. You keep body to body contact, but you tuck your arms in and you start posting on the side. You post your hips, you post your forearm, and you use that. And you hip escape, you use your legs to kind of hook and move. I think for her, sitting up doesn't help anybody in that situation because you're just giving Jillian Robertson your neck and your arm at that point. That's what happened. So I think Pierre Rodriguez, man, she needs to go back to the drawing board because for someone that came in 9-0, she got completely dominated by Jillian Robertson. Not a good look. And not a good look, the reaction after the fight where she was like, I didn't tap. It's like, okay, that's great, but the fight wasn't going to end a different way. You were locked in an armbar. You were getting beat the whole fight. It is what it is, bro. Like
destroyed. Not even just beat, destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of reminding me of like Blanchfield versus Molly McCain.
Yeah.
So then we had the double retirement. Zach Cummings. Fighting a brawl and then getting the finish in the third round over Ed Herman. This is the classic UFC send away party. Throw two guys who are towards the end who are kind of brawlers, who are not really that technical and fan favorites for some reason. I don't know how these.
Cummins is his hometown. That was like his hometown retirement.
His hometown, okay.
Yeah, that's why.
And they do that,
The refs sucked in this fight because every time twice Cummins got caught with an up kick from Ed Herman on accident, and the referee set them on the feet both times, even though Cummins was on top. That's something I noticed where I was just like, you got to reset them on the feet. If he has top position, you reset him on the feet. It wasn't like the Davey Graham fight where he had his bag and they were sitting. It was like, no, Zach Cummins was like in top guard. Like, I don't know. I mean, and then I think Zach Cummins, like, they're retired, man. I think that's the best way to retire from your family, from your hometown crowd. Ed Herman, guy is a hardcore legend in terms of, like, if you watch, The Ultimate Fighter 3 back in 2006, he was on there with Michael Bisping. Michael Bisping won that season. Definitely one of those guys only the hardcores know. But, I mean, he almost looked like he didn't want to be there when he was getting hit, bro. He looked like he just didn't want to be in the fight. But, I mean, it's a good little retirement, good little moment. It's definitely getting the views and clicks now on Instagram. But, I mean, I got nothing to say about this fight. They both retired. Doesn't really affect anything,
Yeah. Then the next fight is a fight that I think should have been the co-main. The fight I wanted to see the most on the card, and it showed why I love Brandon Royval so much, because he ended up getting the first round KO over Nicolau, dropping him and then finish him off with some elbows. And I don't know, Royval looked nice, bro. He looked good. He looked like, he cut the weight nice, and he looked like he was feeling good. So
I love Brandon Royval. I
I love
think
him, bro. He's code.
that loss.
Title shot.
I mean, yeah. I think after this Pantoja fight, it has to be that. I think for Brandon Royval, what's tough is like his that one loss he had to Brandon Moreno, which wasn't even his fault. I watched that fight live. It was just his arm got caught as he was like, transitioning out and kind of getting on his back, and it popped out, and he still was fighting. He was still fighting with a dislocated shoulder the whole time. So I mean, he's a dog. I love Brandon Royval. I love the way he fights, man. He puts his thing as brawler on his UFC bio, but he's like so technical, man. I have not seen that kind of technical striking at flyweight in a minute. Like we're talking, this is like Demetrius Johnson, Brandon Moreno levels of striking, bro. That was an obliteration. The thing is with Brandon Royval is like he's been doing this. It's just nobody's giving the flowers. You know what I'm saying?
Look who he just did this to, though. Now I think he did this guy, or people who actually watch MMA know the guy he just destroyed in round one is a really high level guy too.
Oh yeah, and Mateusz Nicolau also corners for his Jackson Wink MMA teammates and everything. Like Mateusz Nicolau was one of the top flyweight prospects, which I think also the way Nicolau fights is kind of on Jackson Wink, because Greg Jackson has a tendency to, when his fighters fight, they start slow, and that's what happened. Nicolau just started way too slow, bro. You cannot start slow.
Counters.
Yeah, exactly. You cannot start slow and look for counters when you're fighting guys like Brandon Royval, because the knee was great. It was the exchange before the knee that set it up that was beautiful, man. Like, I know Brandon Royval, I think after the Pantoja fight with Moreno, he's fought against both guys. I think he's definitely earned a shot at both of them, because Kai Kara France hasn't fought yet. Figueiredo just got booked with someone. I forgot who.
Manel Cape.
Manel Cop. And then, that's a fight to make. Brandon Royval versus the winner of Pantoja Moreno. And I think Dana White said, "Oh, this fight should have opened the main card. This fight should have been co-main event, bro.
Co-main, what the fuck?
Should have been co-main, bro. Come on now.
No debate. If you know MMA and you see Brandon Royval versus Matheus Nicolau, and it's on the prelims of a fight night that has Max Holloway versus Arnold Allen, and then Edson Barbosa versus Billy Quarantino, Tio. So, like, come on now, bro.
So we give Raul Rosas Jr. main card slots, but not Brandon Royval. That's crazy. That's nuts.
And then the next fight was unpredicted fight of the night between Bill Algeo and TJ Brown. Bill Algeo round two ended up getting submission win. They were scrapping, man. It was a pretty good fight, I didn't predict
TJ Brown came out to pop smoke.
Huh?
Yeah, he came out to pop smoke in his walkout.
I think when I was watching ESPN, you know how sometimes it skips straight to the beginning of the fight? Yeah. I don't think I've seen his walkout.
Yeah, TJ Brown was one of those guys. He used to train at Legacy with James Krause. So for him, like, now he's training in Mexico. And it was a scrap, like you were saying, bro. These dudes were... Bro, TJ Brown was catching him a couple times starting to fight. But Bill Algeo...
always finds a way to get some wins, man.
Yeah, no, Bill Algeo is a fun fighter to watch. The fake retirement at the end and talk about Kansas City's a dump at the end, I kind of liked it. I'm not gonna lie. That one I did like. That was just funny.
The Clay Guido one, that one should have been a real retirement. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, that was corny. Dana, we'll get to that fight, but in terms of that fake retirement, Dana said, "You can't. We're running a live show here. Why are you doing a fake retirement just to wish happy birthday to someone?" And that someone was his mom, but I get what Dana's saying though. Like, all right, bro. Like, you lost the fight.
Give him the pass for the one time.
Unless Clay Guido's a vet. I know we're skipping ahead of fight, but Clay Guido's a vet and everything. I get that, but bro should have been retired like 5-6 years ago. But no, Bill Algeo, man, looked really good. Yeah, got a bonus out of it too. I mean, just I don't know. I like it. I love the way he fought. I've always liked Bill Algeo, man. He's very big for the featherweight division. Knows how to use that length and distance. And then TJ Brown, bro, like Yeah, he lost, but it was a fun fight. He put out a fun fight. I don't think his stock necessarily goes down after this, So
Yeah. And then we had another fake retirement of Clay Guida losing to Rafa Garcia. I don't know why Clay Guida decided to do no grappling. He decided to do a stand-up fight with Rafa Garcia. So I ended up losing his favor for not going towards the things that give him the wins usually. So Rafa, showing a good striking performance and getting the win. It wasn't really the most entertaining fight, but it was a decent fight.
it was decent. I think for Rafa Garcia, like, he landed all those shots, but you almost got to be disappointed that you didn't finish the fight if you're Rafa Garcia, because the window was right there the whole fight. Clay Guida could not get out of the way at any of his punches. I think for Clay Guida, man, he's a legend of the sport. One of the most fun lightweights I've ever seen. I loved watching him fight in his prime when he had the long hair. It's not the same guy anymore, though, man. He doesn't wrestle. Um, he's trying to be a boxer, and that's just not him. And you're 40. Your shots are not going to have the same power they used to have. Can't be doing that. I think for Rafa Garcia, like, it looked like he was just doing like pads and drills, bro. That's all he was doing. Like, he didn't have to break a sweat, honestly, in this fight. Because Clay Guida's head was just the mitt right there, and he just going 1-2, 1-2. Like, that's all he had to do. So, I mean, Rafa Garcia. The crazy part too is Rafa Garcia looked older than Clay Guida. They said that man was 28, bro, and Clay Guida is 40.
Damn, bro.
I'm gonna pick sound.
What are you doing like that?
Rafa Garcia looked like he grew up in East LA, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. Nah, man. I mean, listen, 30-27, sure. I would have scored it maybe like a 30-25. Like, bro, 10-6 round. Clay Guida just did nothing this fight. Should have retired. I'm with Dana.
10-6 round. Oh my god.
Should have retired, bro. Let's move on. There's nothing to talk about this fight. It
I
does
don't even want to
nothing
move
for
to the
him.
next fight because this fight broke my heart. Like,
Who'd you have winning?
Chris Gutierrez.
Okay.
You had Pedro winning?
I watched that fight twice. I watched it back again this morning.
Oh, who'd I have winning the score?
Yeah.
Oh, I had Pedro winning.
Okay. I watched it twice.
I thought you said who I had, like, who'd I want to win.
Oh no, I had Gutierrez
Chris
winning.
before the fight.
I had Gutierrez winning too. I watched it twice. Pedro wins both times I watch it. But here's the frustrating part. Gutierrez could have won that fight. It was there for him. It wasn't like Pedro dominated him. Second
round was close. Third round was close.
Yeah, and it's just, I don't know what Gutierrez, like,
I don't know what Gutierrez the same guy who fought last fight.
Like, I don't know what he was trying to do. I really don't. And Pedro Munoz, like, he just was landing harder shots. At the end of the day, that's what it was.
Calf kick.
The calf kick.
Better grappling too.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is, that knockdown. I think the knockdown is eventually what did separate these two at the end of the fight, and it was a clean knockdown. It wasn't like a slip or anything. He caught him.
Caught him right in the beginning of the fight.
Mm-hmm. And then after that, I think Gutierrez, that kind of stuck in his head. Like, when he was striking, he was landing combinations, but you could tell there were combinations where he was kind of ready to slip out of the pocket by the time he was done.
He's a setup fighter. That's why. Like, he does. Mm-hmm. He tries to do too many setups. He's gonna have to learn how to stand and bang in the pocket a little bit more, fighting with these top guys who are gonna stand in there and throw a calf kick, and then shoot for your legs as well. So.
Pedro Munoz was talking about his eye poke recovery after the Sean O'Malley fight. Talking about that he couldn't see for 2 weeks after that fight.
Cap.
Yeah, Cap, because he was blinking both eyes. Like, he couldn't even tell which eye he hurt after the Sean O'Malley fight. And, like, he was talking about that he wanted the Sean O'Malley fight rebooked, but he was going to fight Piotr Jan. Cap as well. So I think Pedro Munoz, man, he's a vet of the sport. One of the OGs of bantamweight. Good for him on the win, but I mean, I don't know. Again, doesn't really factor into anything. I mean, honestly, most of these fights on this card do not have any factors into the rankings other than, like, the Royval and, like, Holloway fight.
Well, the Holloway doesn't really either. I think they all just stay where they're at. Max Holloway just stays where he's at. Arnold Allen stays where he's at.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in like terms of title contention and stuff like that, like none of these other fights did anything for any of these divisions. If you think
I don't
about
know.
it,
Max Holloway's still gonna have to fight one more before he gets to vote again. So.
I say that, and people want to crucify me when I say it, but yes, I agree with you 100%. Max Holloway does need another fight
But if
before.
Yair wins, though,
I think if bro, can I be honest with you? Even if Yair wins, Volk gets a rematch.
oh yeah, he
Or
does actually. Yeah, fact.
immediately.
Yeah, so he still
Um,
needs one more fight, no matter what.
and if Volk wins, I'd rather have the winner of Ilya versus Emmett fight Volk.
Yeah,
I want something new.
yeah,
Give,
fast track Iliad, bro, for real.
bro, give me Ilya versus Volk before you give me a fourth Holloway fight. I'm not. I'm serious, bro. So we're getting a little bit ahead of ourselves. We'll get to that eventually. Tanner Bozer versus Ion Kudlaba.
Lightweight Tanner Bozer gets straight nuked by Ion Cutelaba. Cutelaba, see, like this is why I kind of like him sometimes, but he's just so inconsistent. Like he'll get destroyed one fight, and then one fight he'll just destroy
Yo,
somebody, bro. I just don't get it, bro. I need some consistency, bro. I need some consistency, bro. I need you to put some wins together because I actually like him. I think he's a good fighter. You know, I think he brings excitement to every fight, but he just needs
yeah.
more consistency. And I think it's just because his stamina is not the best.
Tanner Bozer got blanked, bro. He got blitzed and destroyed. Ion Kudlaba showed up to fight, and Tanner Bozer was just still sitting there like this the whole time. Like, nah, man. I agree with you though. Ion Kudlaba is frustrating because he gets destroyed when he loses, and then he comes out and does this. So it's like, okay, what Ion Kudlaba are we gonna get? Because he's still ranked at light heavyweight. He's still in the picture technically, but it's also like I don't know. And fighting a guy like Tanner Bozer who's coming out from heavyweight, I mean, how much stock can you put in that win for him when it comes to rankings stuff like that? So I don't know, man. I mean, it was a good fight.
Chris,
He did really good.
if
He did
Chris
really good.
Dawkins is looking at that Tanner Bozer fight, don't be deterred. You still need to go down to light heavyweight, Chris Dawkins. You're not a heavyweight. I promise you. Look at Tanner Bozer. He look good, bro. He look muscular. He look shredded, bro. Chris Dawkins,
Right.
you need to do the same shit, bro. Because you would be a champion at light heavyweight. You're not at
Mm-hmm.
heavyweight. So, moving on.
Moving
Kickboxer,
on.
moving on. Kickboxer Dustin Jacoby and Mirzakhanov.
Murzakhanov.
Mirzakhanov. God damn. These Russian bald motherfuckers. But Mirzakhanov, absolute destroyer, taking it to decision against a world class kickboxer. That's impressive as hell. 'Cause Justin Jacoby, you might not have the best UFC run, but he still has, credentials in kickboxing. So
Yeah, and the thing is, it was a technical fight. It was technical. I can appreciate that. And Mirzakhanov, he's 13-0 now. They've been trying to kind of fast track him into like the top 5 picture, light heavyweight. I think he's an interesting matchup for those guys technically. Like I think he's not as talented as like an Ankalaev, but he's as technical as an Ankalaev. If that makes sense. Where like it makes it interesting. It makes it for a fight where it's not like if you watch a Derek Lewis fight where I know what he's going for, a knockout. Like no, like these guys like Mirzakhanov, Jacoby, these guys are so technical, so well versed. I love that. I think the light heavyweight and heavyweight divisions is not the light heavyweight and heavyweight divisions of your mom and dad 10, 15 years ago. They're a lot more technical now. A lot of these guys actually know how to like legit strike, and they're not just wrestlers who are big or just knockout artists. So really good fight. Close decision. I think it was fair though. I think definitely 2-1. Mirzakhanov. When we do the matchmaking after we're done reviewing this card, his name's definitely coming up at light heavyweight.
Kutilaba.
We'll see. So yeah. Next up, we had Edson Barbosa, the OG, against Billy Quarantillo, and
I had Billy winning this fight, but
I had Edson because as much as I love the way Billy Quarantillo fights, he's not consistent.
I didn't think it looked that good for Edson though. I just think he caught him with a good knee that anybody in the sport could call it. People were like, "Barbosa's are back. Barbosa's back" on Twitter. I'm like, I don't know. I think he was getting
Barbosa's not
he had a
bad.
black eye, bro.
Yeah, he's not bad, but Barbosa said that he had prepped for it, and I believe it because the way Billy fights, that shot was gonna be there.
Yeah,
And you
he
could
throws
tell
that calf kick and then the jab off the calf kick.
and you could tell like both times that Billy went for a takedown, Billy was trying to kind of set up that. It set it up for Edson where he could let Billy push him up against the cage. The thing is, with Edson, it's tough to fight him because even if you push him up against the cage, unless you're actually clinching him, it's still dangerous because he's such a good kickboxer.
He's explosive.
He's exactly, and so I think for Edson Barbosa, like it's not that he's back, it's just he was just smarter than Billy Quarantillo. Like the veteran savvy was there, and you talk about Edson Barbosa, a guy who has fought the best of the best at lightweight before moving down to featherweight. Like Edson Barbosa fought killers in his career, and so for him, like yeah, he was. It didn't look good for him, but he did what he had to do at the end of the day. And for Billy Q, man, I mean, I don't think this should have been the co-main event. I don't know why they put this fight a co-main event. I think Roybal should have been the co-main event.
Hands down.
Yeah, and I think for Billy Quarantillo, they wanted to put him on a big stage, kind of give him that big shot. I think that chance is come and gone. I think for Billy Q, I don't think this fight gets him cut, but I think if he definitely loses the next one, he's gone. Yep.
Then we had the main event, Arnold Allen taking on Max Holloway. Max Holloway getting the decision win. Arnold Allen going all 5 rounds. I think it being 5 rounds played a major factor in Arnold Allen's game plan. I think he just wanted to, because he's never went 5 rounds. He was scheduled to go 5 rounds with Cater, but Cater got hurt. So I think he game planned to start off slow and just feel him out and stuff. But Max Holloway just ran away. I think I had Max. To me, it was 4-1.
Yeah, I agree. I think 4-1. You could make a case for 3-2, but I think 4-1 is the correct way to score it.
I think some people gave what was the other round they gave Allen, round 1?
Yeah, I think it was round 1.
Arnold Allen, I mean, he looked good though. I mean, I think his stock still stays. I mean, it goes up a little bit, but it doesn't go up too high because he still didn't get the win. But Holloway stays where he's at too.
Learning experience. That's what it is. Learning experience. Because at the end of the day, like Arnold Allen would throw 1 good shot. Max would come in with 2 good shots. Arnold Allen would throw 4 good shots. Max Holloway would land 5 or 6 straight good shots, bro. Like it was one of those cases where I think he learned, like, if there's one guy in MMA history that can match your output no matter how high it is, it's Max Holloway. You look at the fights that Max Holloway lost, it was because those guys had a higher output than him, right? And that sounds easy when you say it, but then you look at those fights. Dennis Bermudez, when he was an absolute stud, Conor McGregor, Dustin Poirier twice, right? I'm going to look specifically the Conor McGregor fight and the second Dustin Poirier fight. When those guys I'm talking about, they matched Max's output, Conor McGregor looked like a cardio machine. He was throwing punches and kicks nonstop for 3 rounds, like on a level that very few of us have seen. If you've never watched that fight, please go back and watch that fight. Dustin Poirier in the second one. The reason he beat Max was because he was matching Max's output, and guess what? Max almost came back and won that fight. So it's like that Max Holloway, it's insane how much he can put out, how good his cardio stays, how he can sit in the pocket, how durable his chin is. I think Arnold Allen was hitting him with shots that would put out most guys.
Shots, yeah.
Yes, and Max just sits there and eats them.
I think Arnold Allen, he looked at some of the combos Volk was landing. He was imitating them a little bit. Some of his combos with his hooks.
Yeah.
I mean, and he was throwing that left hook a lot too. He was ducking, dipping, throwing that left hook, power shot. I mean, Max is just different. I think he's up there, a top 5 cardio. He's got to be up there. Got Marab number 1. Max Holloway's probably like 2 or 3.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree 100%. I think, but there's that shows, a fight like tonight shows you the level Alexander Volkanovski is at to have 3 wins over Max Holloway. Regardless of what the second fight was, still, like, that's insane. And I think of me, like Arnold Allen said it best before this fight. He said, if I don't beat Max Holloway, I can't be featherweight champion. And it's true. And I think that's something where this kind of worries me for Yair Rodriguez now that he's fighting Volk, because Yair had the same thing with Max. He had his moments, and then Max absolutely dominated the rest of the fight.
Even Josh Emmett had moments. So
yeah, and so it's like, bro, Yair's good, right? But Max Holloway is like, he's not the number 2 best featherweight in the world. He's 1B. Volk is 1A, Max is 1B, bro. How good is Alexander Volkanovski, and how good is Yair going to have to fight against Volk when you see fights like this?
Went up in weight, so you put weight on, and he didn't get tired in the Islam fight. A lot of grappling, So his cardio's got to be crazy. Volk's probably we got to put him up there in the cardio thing too, probably, because I mean,
100%. And so in this fight, like, you know, now that we're getting to the end of the card, we'll start doing some of the matchmaking. This one, I think this is a good one to start with because Max Holloway, for as good as he looked, featherweight, he has the 3 losses against Volk. You can't give him an
he
immediate
called
shot.
out Korean Zombie though.
Yeah, he called out, which is a cop. I don't want to make it seem like I'm calling Max soft, but that's kind of a cop out in my opinion because the Korean Zombie's an OG of the game. I get that. This is not the same Korean Zombie that fought Jose Aldo, bro. It's a corpse. I love Korean Zombie, but it's a corpse at this point, right? It really is. It's so like okay, you fought Arnold Allen, who, despite his ranking, is probably one of the top 5 featherweights in the world. In terms of not top 5, I say yeah, top 5. He's up there, title contention.
Yeah.
Bro, Max Holloway, the fight. If you're gonna call somebody out, call out the winner of Emmett and Topuria. Make that logjam because you know that no matter if Yair beats Volk, Volk gets a rematch. If Volk beats Yair, what have you done now to jump over Topuria and Josh Emmett, right? Because if Topuria wins, he can say, I beat the guy that fought for the interim title in Josh Emmett, right? And there's a lot of factors going on in February. I think Holloway, that just was not the call out to make in Korean Zombie, man. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, looking at featherweight here, pull this up.
I'd say
So
the only person that'd be like good like technique would be Giga Chikasi, but
yeah, but the problem with Giga is below Korean Zombie and Cater right now.
yeah, but he's better than Korean Zombie. Cater destroyed him. Max Holloway already fought Cater, so I mean, and maybe Bryce Mitchell. Bryce Mitchell shows a good.
Bryce Mitchell has a fight. He has a fight.
Yeah, but I'm saying if he has a good showing, because Maxwell's only going to fight one more time this year. He's not going to fight 3 times in a year. He's a 2 time a year, 1 time a year guy, bro. Now he used to be
Yeah. Now, So here's the thing. I'm looking at the rankings now. So Brian Ortega, no way you do another Holloway fight.
Yeah.
No way. I think Ortega and Arnold Allen is the fight to make after this for Arnold Allen.
Yeah, that'd be a good fight.
That'd be a good fight. If he
Bro,
fights
you need to get Giga in there, bro. You need to get Giga in the mix.
yeah, but the thing is, Giga has honestly, it makes more sense for Giga to fight Korean Zombie.
Hey,
than for Holloway to fight Korean Zombie.
I mean, they can. Yeah, I'm just saying, who in the top 50, who in the top 10 is Max gonna be most likely matched up? Ilya's booked.
Ilya and Josh Emmett.
Destroyed
Once that fight's done. Yeah, Ilya and Emmett once that fight's done.
I mean, I get
it. Bro, because the thing is, Ortega, that won't happen. He just fought Arnold Allen. Emmett, he has to wait till Emmett fights Topuria. Korean Zombie is just not going to help his case for wanting a title shot at 145. Let's say
I mean, he could say that he fought a guy who just fought for the title because Korean Zombie did just fight for the title.
Yeah, like 2 years ago.
I mean, he hasn't fought since.
Yeah, exactly. And then you got let's say not Max, Volk beats Yair. You're not doing another Yair and Holloway fight. You're just not. So there's a lot that's gonna happen now. It's a good problem to have for the UFC, but like I don't know that Max Holloway, man, slim pickings, bro. So Arnold Allen was a fight to take now, but he's probably has Ilya Topuria in his picture. If I'm being honest with you.
Yeah, I think Bryce Mitchell. I mean, I'd like to see the Bryce Mitchell fight too.
Yeah, I think that Bryce Mitchell is too far down on the rankings. You know.
But he has a fight book, so he can go up in the rankings.
Yeah, but so did Ilya. Ilya's fighting the number 3 guy?
Yeah, I'm just saying that. I'm saying matchup wise, I feel like Ilya versus Max is just I don't know.
Yeah, I think Ilya versus Max. I think that's a guy that Fun fact: Ilya Topuria is the first Georgian black belt in jiu-jitsu history. So as much as he knocks out people, he's a terrific grappler as well, and I think that's a good fight to make for both guys style wise. I don't know. We'll see, man. Featherweight. This is Hunter Campbell and Dana White's problem because I have no idea what they're going to do with this.
We're gonna look at Pavlovich for Blaydes coming up the next fight card, April 22nd. Where is this located? Where is this card located? Oh, Las Vegas.
Apex.
Bro, what fights on this card stand out to you? I think this card is low key a banger, bro. Let's go down to the prelims. Dana versus Brady Highstand. I like that fight.
I like it too.
That's,
I like Dana. He's
I like
aggressive.
I like Dana.
I like the Priscilla Cachoeira fight against Karine Silva. That's a underrated fight right
Well,
there.
look who we have here. Where have you been? Muhammad Usman. Finally getting a fucking fight.
Bro, William Gomez is finally fighting.
How is your brother, who's got bad knees and got knocked out, gotten more fights in that span time than you?
Because Muhammad Usman has to cycle out the steroids out of the system before you start testing them.
Yeah, his titties are starting to go a little left there, I ain't gonna lie.
Bro, I'm sorry. Muhammad Usman juices, bro. You can no. There's no way. There's no way. No way he doesn't, bro. No, the William Gomez fight right under that. I'm interested in that. Gomez coming in as an underdog. That's interesting. We watched him win the UFC Paris card.
Yeah, William, he's cold.
He's cold. He's long. He's very long.
Featherweight, yeah.
But no, Muhammad Usman, man.
You know,
I hope Muhammad Usman gets knocked out. I cannot stand the guy.
he's
I
not
really
that good of a fighter, honestly.
Norma Dumont, women's featherweight. We have a women's featherweight fight. Finally, bro.
Gifting rankings out here, bro.
Yeah, Amanda Nunes still has that belt, and I don't know why. No, Norma Dumont. I like Norma Dumont, man. I like her. Yeah, no, that's gonna be a good one. Ronnie Yaha's a fight. Wow, God's good. Ronnie Yaha's a fight.
Montel Jackson's actually got some box.
Yeah, I know, and Montel Jackson's probably gonna retire him this fight. For being honest. Ricky Glenn, Yagio. Oh, bro, Matt Semmelsberger. I like Matt Semmelsberger, bro. He's cold. He's
about to put Jeremiah Wells into the shadow realm, bro.
Bro, Semmelsberger fights like a crackhead. Like he just goes forward.
Like Yuri.
Yeah, bro. He goes forward. He gets the blood on his beard, and he just, oh my gosh, I love the way he fights.
Jeremiah Wells.
Bobby Green, retirement fight. Bobby Green.
You think so?
About time.
Fighting Jared Gordon coming off the loss to Patty. Ooh,
loss.
Yeah, he didn't lose that fight. Jared Gordon, yeah, he's gonna just grapple Bobby. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, it's about time Bobby retired. So
Brad Tavares, a guy I like to see, but he's not so active fighting Bruno Silva. This would be a good showing.
Yeah, Brad Tavares, man. I think he's a guy that had a ton of potential, bro. And it's just that middleweight division is ruthless. You know, he came up at the wrong time at middleweight with all the guys that were coming up. But good to see him back in the octagon. Song Yadong versus Ricky Simone.
Oh my God.
Fight of the night, bro. Like, and Song Yadong coming in as a 125 underdog instead of like an even odds. This is beautiful. This is perfect. I like both these guys, man. I like both of them.
Yeah, I like both, and I just think Song, maybe because he has experience against Corey, that might help him, you know. But Ricky Simon, I fuck with him. I want him to win. I want Ricky Simon to win. I fuck with Ricky Simon, bro.
And Ricky Simone, bro, has
grow that hair back out, bro. Grow back that. Bro.
Yeah, and he's fought killers in here. Like, let's see this. He has a win against Rafael Sunsao, Brian Kelly. He has a loss to Rob Font and a loss to Uriah Faber.
Yep.
He beat Marab. He beat Marab, bro. So, I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I fuck with Ricky Simon. I want him to win, but I don't know. Maybe Song Yadong getting that Corey Sandhagen experience, you know.
This co-main. See, the fact that this card's at the Apex and not in front of a crowd. Shaking my head, bro.
The main event, I don't even want to predict. I don't know.
Pavlovich versus Blaydes. Pavlovich coming in as an underdog too.
Yeah, that might be some money. I don't know. I can't pick, bro. I don't know. This is 50 as it gets to me, I think. Because Curtis could come in and just do all wrestling, but I don't know how good Sergey's takedown defense is because he just knocks motherfuckers out. So but Sergey could just hit him with the Derek Lewis uppercut, you know.
So, Master in Sambo, Sergey
Oh,
Pavlovich.
he knows Sambo? Oh, yeah, I got Sergey. I didn't even know that. I thought he was a
Mm-hmm.
boxer, bro. You know Sambo? Yeah, he's straight, bro. You know, you know
Pavlovich
Sambo or
also
judo?
has he has the largest ape index in MMA right now.
Yeah.
In terms of arm span to height, like his wingspan compared to his height, like bro, he only has one loss, and that's to Alistair Overeem. Like like I love the way he fights, man. No, Pavlovich is training ARB, so like the Soviet military martial art, and then combat sambo.
They
So
know
yeah,
Sambo, judo, their takedown defense is godlike. God.
he's. I can't wait. This fight's so good. But I think it's with Curtis Blaydes, man. Like
I want him
this
to
is a
fight
guy that
John
has.
Jones.
Well, tying into this fight, John Jones said yesterday that MSG against Stipe might be his retirement fight. Please, John, don't do this to me. Don't do this to me, bro. Like you need if you beat Stipe, yes, you can say you beat the greatest heavyweight of all time. You have to defend that belt against a killer like Blades or Pavlovich, though. You
He'll
have to,
defend it one time, and that could be a retirement. And then I'll let you pull a GSP. Then you could pull a GSP. You could pull
bro.
it to be. I wouldn't care.
Because let's put this in perspective. Imagine either of these guys find John Jones. That'd be
I'm just more
fun.
interested in the Curtis Blades one because it's the wrestling factor. That's it. I think
Yeah.
Sergey might just get wrestled up. I don't know. We got to see this fight. We got to see how Sergey responds to Curtis, bro. If he's like destroying him on the ground or he's got brilliant takedown defense, yeah, I want to see that John Jones fight because he got better hands than Curtis.
No, 100%. Not to say that Curtis' hands are any joke, but no, you're 100%
Yeah,
right.
let's not sleep on Curtis's last fight too. He showed that he has some hands in the last fight. Putting him to sleep.
Um, yeah, dude, I can't wait for this fight. I'll be in Florida. We'll be doing the episode. You and me both together. Cannot wait. Some other news from last night's card. Let's see. Dana's talking about Allen's corner let him down. Should have some more sense of urgency. Dana upset with Guida's fake retirement. Dana confirms that Jones versus Miocic is in talks for MSG in November, October,
Supposed to be
November-ish.
fight week, man.
That's going to be a good one. He refused to give a comment on Jake Paul and Nate Diaz other than good luck to them. I hope they make $1 zillion. Which, guess what, guys? Jake Paul's fighting Nate Diaz.
I'm actually gonna watch it.
Yeah, I am too. I want Nate Diaz to destroy him. I cannot wait to see that. Um, the UFC PFL curse still exists. Shane Burgos lost to Olivier Alban Mercier.
Yeah, just after Aspen got her ass beat too.
Um, yeah, that one shocked me too. But no, Shane Burgos got dominated by Alban Mercier, man. Listen, these guys, it's the streak continues. No one has won their first fight from the UFC to PFL yet.
PFL's no
That
joke though. I think PFL's coming up. Bellator better, start stepping it up a little bit. I think PFL might come take over Bellator's spot, number two.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think Bellator has the better high end talent, like the top fighters. But in terms of like the roster, PFL just has more talent spread out
Yeah, I just like
than
their marketing better too. I think they market their fights a lot better. I think
that
Bellator is
deal
more
with
the brand.
ESPN was a game changer for sure. Um, but no, Bellator, man, I think the problem is you got the top 4 or 5 guys in every division. Then who else? It's
Bellator is gonna
trash.
have to do some business deals because you got ONE FC going with Amazon, you got PFL UFC with ESPN. Bellator's might have to do something.
Yeah, and now, well, they just announced the title fight. Hold on, let me pull it up right now. Yeah, bantamweight world title. Patricio Pitbull on June 16th is going to be fighting Sergio Pettis. Pitbull's trying to get a third division world title, which is unprecedented. And Sergio Pettis is the bantamweight world champion. Great thing about Sergio Pettis is I rewatched the Cejudo beat him in Detroit, UFC 218. Cejudo didn't just beat Cejudo dominated him. Cejudo's wrestling's next level. But anyway, watching that fight again. So now Cejudo also has a win against the Bellator bantamweight champion currently.
Yeah, Cejudo's one of if Cejudo wins this belt and if he fights for a minute, he might he could be up there with John Jones for sure. I mean, he has a
Oh,
loss though. He
100%.
has a loss against Demetrius, but Demetrius
But
is
he
also
avenged
a goat.
that.
So yeah, he avenged his loss. So
He avenged the loss, and then he has a win against two of the best bantamweights of all time, in TJ and Dominic Cruz. He's gonna have a win against Aljo. Yes, he's going to have a win against Aljo. I'm calling it right now. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. Aljo's not winning that fight, bro. After
this
that,
will be the
let's
third
say,
straight time we said that though.
oh yeah, we got to go back to the Holloway Allen fight. Yeah, I know it's a thirst, bro. I don't care, bro. I don't care. Aljo is corny.
Bro, we've been saying I
Cejudo's.
said that about the Corey Sandhagen fight, and I've been wrong since.
Oh my.
Literally, I was like, Aljo's not winning. Nope. Aljo's not winning. Nope. Aljo's not winning. That's
Listen, I shout out to TJ Dillashaw's shoulder and all the steroids too.
I will say
Bros,
this though: if he beats Henry Cejudo, we gotta give him his props.
no, we do. But here's the cluster with back to Holloway and Allen. If Volk beats Yair and Cejudo beats Sterling and Cejudo goes up to fight Volk,
And beats Volk, he's the goat.
not only is he the GOAT, bro, who does everybody fight if he goes up to fight
Because he's
Volk,
gonna dip
bro?
out. He's just gonna dip out afterwards.
Yeah, it's just,
And
oh
that
my
stops Max
gosh.
Holloway from getting a shot too.
Can I just say, man, MMA and especially the UFC, man, 2023 has been a good year so far.
It's gonna be
Good
it's
year.
gonna be a good 50 years, man. This is the best sport in the world, and that's why we're glad you're tuned in with us. Glove Talk, episode 10. Go peep us out on Instagram at the Glove Talk Podcast. Subscribe, like it, share it, do what you gotta do. You know what I'm saying? Promote our shit.
DM USADA, bro. I don't know if they got an Instagram page or something. DM
We're about to
USADA,
get them
bro.
shirts
Oh,
popping, bro. But in a month, not a month. I'm not even put a time frame on it. Soon, we're about to have the USADA the judges shirts. I swear.
mm-hmm.
We gotta get a. You gotta copyright that before other fuckers take that.
I need everybody, no nasty stuff, no death threats, but I need everybody to DM the Missouri State Athletic Commission after last night because that was horrible. The judging, the reffing was horrible. Please, Missouri State Athletic Commission, you just earn yourself. Guess what? They went 6 years at a UFC event before last night. You just got yourself another 6 years, man.
Welcome to Miami. Welcome. You can be like Miami out here, bro.
Miami is the new Vegas on the East Coast, bro. I was told Madison Square Garden, bro.